I'm Helen of Helen, Jeanne Designs and Hopeville Journals, and today I wanted to share with you just what I've been making. I've been participating in Junk Journal January, hosted by Meg Journals, and I've also been adding along some scripture verses from this Setting Spiritual Goals Challenge, and that is hosted by Junk Journal. It is hosted by Jesus Journal Junkies. So I've been busy each day doing a page in my book, and this is the page, the latest page. So I'm getting quite full in my book here. So I should have enough to go through the month of January to finish this journal off. So I just wanted to share with you. I have this scrapbooking paper. It is by Tim Holtz, and it is called Memoranda, and it's just basically, you may have seen it, it's got all kinds of collage in the vintage style. So I have had this sitting around, and I thought I should do something with it, and I wanted to make some things ahead of time. So I thought, well, I'm gonna make some little pockets, and today's prompt for the challenge is tickets and tags. So I made a lot of tags and not really any tickets. I guess there's a few here that I could make into tickets, but this can be made into a ticket. I cut these out with my my die cutting machine, and I just used the paper pages in the back of the book that were cut into rectangles, and I made all these little pockets. And I haven't decorated them all up yet. I started decorating them, you know, put a few little butterflies, and this one's a little, like a double pocket. I already tore it. So I put a little lace on this one, but I do need to still decorate them up, but then I'll have them ready to put into my journals. And with the rest of the paper, I just cut up these tags, various tags, and I just need to decorate them up, but that way I'll have them ready to use in my journals. So I thought I would just go ahead and create my page, and maybe I'll decorate a few of these tags on the video. Now I put together just a little basket of some various die cuts and fussy cuts, and just a little bit of odds and ends for collaging. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my journal page, and I'll go from there. So I'm going to move a little bit of this out of the way so I have a little bit of workspace. I know I'm going to need at least one tag, maybe a few more for my page that I'm going to make. And I'm going to find my spot here. Okay, here I go. I'm on this page now. My book is getting very bulky, so I think I'm just going to do a one-page spread for this prompt, and I need to have a pocket because I need to have a tag. Since the prompt is tags, kind of like that one. Need to decide if I want to go across widthwise, if I want the pocket a little bit wider. Here's a little one. I could make a belly band or a tuck spot in the corner. I kind of like this one with a double pocket with the butterfly. And this one I could decorate up a bit. Now I also, the prompt for this one, Setting Spiritual Goals, is industrious. So I decided when I looked at that I want to do a theme with insects, because the verse I'm going to use for that one is from Proverbs, and it talks about going to the ant, O sluggard, and how the ant is industrious and works hard and prepares ahead of time for the winter. So I'm going to use some little things that I printed up. These have little ants on them. Little vintage, and this one's got an ant here. And I've got this big ant. And I think that's all I have with ants. So I do want to make sure that I include these on the page. So I think I'm going to go with this pocket because I like the blue. And then I need a tag. I guess these are all pretty similar because I used the same paper. And I got all of these tags and pockets out of 2 sheets of paper. Yes, 2 sheets of paper, because I used the rectangles that were already cut, and then I used those to layer for the pockets also. Okay, so I'm going to plan this out a little bit. Now I do want a place to write. I have this paper here that I already tore, so I want to make sure that I include that. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to decorate my tag first, and I have this little paper. I need a place for writing, and I think what I'm going to do is use this side, but I'm going to keep this up because this kind of clashes with the background page. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually stitch this on, and then I'll decorate it up. Okay, so I put some stitching around the edges of the tag, and I actually glued the paper on. Now I'm just going to add a few little embellishments. I've got my little music notes, and I was thinking about this little mushroom and maybe the little bee. So I am going to glue those on. So I've got those glued on, and I think it needs a little bit more. So I have this little tag. I guess we're going to tag on tag. I was thinking about putting it, just kind of attaching it to the top here. Maybe I'll do it on that side. So I've got the mushrooms that kind of coordinate together. So I am going to just poke a hole and put a little brad in it. I think I'll do that there. So I have somewhere here I have my little hole punch. So this actually has a smaller hole size. So I am just going to punch a hole. And attach it with a little brad. I can kind of swing back and forth a little bit. Now I just need a little tie or something, so I've got some of this vintage lace. I'm going to just use that in the hole here and make a little tie. There, so now I have my little tag. This one doesn't have any ants on it, but it does have the little bit of the insect theme. So I'm going to set that aside and decide what I'm going to do for my pocket, the rest of my page. So I know I want the writing, place for writing, and then I know I want this, that I decided I was going to use this pocket. And I've got these other little elements. I think what I want to do is make a little extra little pocket here and maybe use one of my smaller tags to tuck in there. So I'm going to start with that. I'm just going to glue this on like a little pocket. I think I'm going to go up a little ways so I don't cover all the stitching. Now I need to make a little tag to go inside. I think I'm going to use this because the prompt was tickets and tags, so I'm going to make this like a ticket. I'm just going to add a few of these little die cuts to it. Decide what I'm going to do here. This has got a little bit of writing on it. Maybe I'll add that to kind of break everything up so you can see it. It's a fun thing about collage is it's just cutting and pasting, but sometimes it does matter how you put things down, how it looks. It's all about the composition. There's my ticket. I'm going to rough up the edges a little bit. Okay, I'm going to use this in my little pocket. That's cute. I've already got this on here. Move my glue page. Okay, so now I'm going to put it together. I think I'm going to use this to do my writing on. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to go ahead and do my writing of my verse now because this book is really bulky, so it's a lot harder to write. So I'm going to go ahead and do my writing, and then I'm going to work out how I'm going to stick everything on. So I will do that. Okay, so I wrote out the first part of the passage. Go to the ant, O sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. And the rest of the part, the passage pertaining to what I'm doing here says, without having any chief officer or ruler, she prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in harvest. And then it's going on and talking to the sluggard who I guess does not want to work. I thought that went well with the prompt for industrious. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to put all of these on. Again, it's getting kind of hard because my book is getting pretty bulky. I really should have had this in two signatures. I just had it all in one. I want the verse at the top. Oh, and I have to put my ant on. So I'm going to put the ant next to the verse. And then I have to have my pocket. I'm going to probably do it kind of this way so I can have my tag there. And then I might just kind of layer some of this. These are actually stickers. I printed them up on sticker paper so I could just stick them on. I think that's about it. Maybe a little butterfly. Might add a little butterfly to this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just glue all of this on. Okay, I glued everything on. I was going to leave the camera on and film it and speed it up, but I actually forgot to hit record, so I went ahead and I glued everything on. I actually forgot that I printed this on sticker paper and I put glue on the back, so then I remembered it was sticker paper. Sometimes it's easy to try to make things simple, but it can still take a lot of time preparing for things. On the last prompt, I actually combined 2 into 1. This is from yesterday, and it was dreamy and a quote. So I put my quote here, and I did this kind of, I like these napkin flowers, and I thought that they looked kind of dreamy. So I actually combined it into 1. And this one is tags and tickets. So, and I have my tag here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in my pocket. I added the pockets. So I think that's all I'm going to do for this, is to try to keep it simple. I hope you're following along with this challenge. I know now at the middle of the month, it's pretty close to the middle of the month, it gets to where you realize that it is time consuming, but I hope you'll plug away, do some simple things like this, maybe use sticker papers. But there you have it. I had planned on decorating my tags, but I think that's enough for today. I'll probably try to decorate these up so that I'll have them ready. And that's another way to make it easier to keep up with the challenge, is to have a few things that you do ahead of time, and then you have a little stash of things ready to go. So it's not so time consuming thinking about what you're going to do, and then you can just carry through. So just remember, it's okay to keep it simple. But I hope that you will have a wonderful day, and I hope that you will join me in this challenge. And thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Happy crafting and happy journaling.